Are you sick of being solicited by aggressive mortgage brokers who can only offer loans based on your credit score? Please take 5 minutes to empower yourself with some straight talk about the mortgage industry. I'm George Anderson, owner of Mortgage Financial Group, and I wrote my first FHA loan for a Chapter 13 borrower back in 1989. At that time, it was no big deal because most everyone was FHA approved. Sadly, that has all changed. Of the 72,000 banks, credit unions, mortgage lenders, and brokers in the country, only 2,850 institutions closed 10 or more FHA loans in the past 2 years. That is just 1 in 25 lenders. Among that small group, there's only a handful left who know the art of manual underwriting. So, what is the big deal about FHA? Well, how about this? Your credit score does not matter. Every other loan officer out there is going to judge you on your 3-digit credit score. This is a flawed system that is inherently biased against Chapter 13 debtors. FHA allows you to tell your story and prove that you're back on track. We will treat you like a person, with loan terms Alan Greenspan would be jealous of. This CD will introduce you to Lance Orlob, manager of our FHA direct lending branch and a brilliant warrior in this battle against predatory lending. You also have an exhaustive compendium of research tools, guidelines, and answers to every question you should be asking other lenders and your attorney.
Hey, my name is Lance Orlob, and like George, I actually wrote my first Chapter 13 loan about 9 years ago. At that time, when I walked into George's office, I didn't know much about the difference between Chapter 13 and regular loans. But George assured me that it could be done, but it was going to be a very, very, very difficult loan and a difficult process. And George said something that I want to kind of expound upon. He talked about the art of manual underwriting. But what is that? He said that it was all but gone, and it has been all but gone. The art of manual underwriting, let's use an analogy. Let's call it the Star Wars analogy. If you go back to 1977, George Lucas's first Star Wars, Princess Leia was looking for help. And the only person that could help her was Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Jedi were all but wiped out. There was Yoda, and there was Obi-Wan Kenobi. George being Yoda, Lance being Obi-Wan Kenobi. This art form, is something that all people, all loan officers that could write FHA loans can offer this program. They just don't understand it. It's as if we have the same toolbox, and we're all able to carry this very same tool around with us, but these loan officers don't even understand where to turn the tool on, let alone how to use it. You know, the reason why other loan officers can't do these loans or don't understand them is because everything in our world these days is turned to automated underwriting, where you're judged based on your credit score, you're judged based on your loan to value and how much equity you have in your home. They just don't understand how to manually underwrite the loan, and that's the difference. Federal Housing Administration has always had a program that allows debtors to obtain decent financing terms and tell their credit story. If you're trying to get a loan and you're trying to refinance your mortgage, maybe you're trying to pay off your bankruptcy, and you're not getting a decent interest rate with a 30-year fixed loan, do not close that loan. You need to call us. You have been attacked. When you file a Chapter 13, technically you're bleeding, and you're looking for help. And so you go into your attorney, and you might be behind on your mortgage payments, and he actually says, I can help you. And ultimately, he bandages you up, puts together this plan to pay back your creditors, and you have the protection from court called the automatic stay. And again, Chapter 13 is a wonderful bandage. But after you file and after your plan's confirmed and you're kind of tossed back inside the waters of life, if you will, the sharks can still sense the blood trail. And they swarm. And most of you are being attacked. These sharks that I'm referring to are the loan sharks that see that you have credit scores that might be below where they would normally lend at good interest rates, and so they take advantage of you. And I hate to be so bold about this, but picture George and I, if you will, as a lifeboat that understands that sharks are in the water, and we're driving up to you We'll throw you a lifeline. You've got to put it around yourself. Okay? You've got to swim to the boat, but we'll get you away from those sharks. Let me give you a perfect example. This lady had called me yesterday, and actually her attorney had referred her to one of these other loan officers in one of these loans that was a higher interest rate and everything else, because the attorney just didn't know any better. The attorney didn't know that FHA was specifically designed for people in Chapter 13. But she had received this loan from this loan officer. She had received this solicitation from this loan officer, and ultimately, okay, he couldn't get the loan done. She's panicked that she's going to lose her home. You see, throughout the process of her Chapter 13, because she was behind when she filed her Chapter 13 on her mortgage, that mortgage company continually tried to take her house away by lifting the automatic stay, losing payments of hers, or sending them back so that they could theoretically, okay, just keep on adding on extra attorney's fees and everything else to her payoff. We sat down, we looked at the paperwork, and without making this sound easy, because it's certainly not, she had every single thing that we needed from a Federal Housing Administration standpoint to close her loan. She was on time in her Chapter 13 payment history. She had the income that she needed. And all of the factors were there. And we'll be closing her loan next week. You know, this isn't about just attack people in a Chapter 13 plan, mail out 1,000 letters to people, and throw them all against the wall, and some will stick and some will fall. Okay? This is about an opportunity where you can explain how you've rehabilitated yourself through the Chapter 13 and paying on time. This is an opportunity for an underwriter to look at you and view you as a person, not as a credit score. You know, George and I don't need your business. We want your business. We want to help. We're concerned. We're concerned about all the other people out there that are taking advantage of people in an open Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Please call.
If you're a debtor's attorney or a trustee, you need to recognize that Chapter 13 is the new playground for the nation's predatory lenders. Let me repeat. Chapter 13 is the new playground for the nation's predatory lenders. Once you combine blue-collar income, low credit scores, and lots of home equity, you have just chummed the water blood red for the loan sharks. For those of you who have been around for a while, just look at your docket from 10 years ago. There was no such thing as B-paper lending to Chapter 13 debtors. Right now, you have the opportunity to be the front line of defense for your clients who have played by the rules. We want you on our team. All we ask is that you share this information with your clients and give them a chance to obtain the terms they need to complete their fresh start. Lance and I have taken scores of CLE credits on all aspects of the law that affect our clients. We'd love to show you how we take the hassles out of your business and make you more productive.